Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of my channel. Today, I will be talking about how much can you really earn driving Uber. Okay, so this is a hot topic ever since I started driving for Uber, before I started driving for Uber, and after I finished driving for Uber. Now don't get me wrong, I still have the option to drive for Uber if I have free time, but this is just not the best way to spend my time currently since I've already developed my business and I'm looking to develop other businesses. And, this is a question that comes to a lot of people's minds. I know because I've seen questions out on the internet, and this was, one of the very first questions I've had for myself. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about today. Now, before we start, if you guys have seen my other videos, or if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, visit my channel, and see my other related videos to this. If you guys want to learn how to drive efficiently, be a smarter driver, and subscribe to my channel. Also, I have left an Uber link below, so if you guys do plan to drive for Uber, use my link below. It's a bonus link, so you guys are guaranteed either a guaranteed earning for a certain amount of trips, or if you guys will be getting a bonus depending on the region and city that you guys are in. Okay? So let's get started. So how much can you really earn driving for Uber? So it really depends on how much you want to work. I've seen some drivers who drive, more than 8 hours a day, and they're earning about, I'm sure they're earning decent money. I've tried driving for more than 8 hours a day. I think the most I ever got was about $200 in revenue. So just gross earnings, not excluding gas and whatever else that goes into it. So, if you want to put in just a lot of time, you have the freedom to, but it's going to get really tiring. My routine before was I usually work the afternoon shift, which would be about 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 8 o'clock at night. So, when you work during primary hours, so very good hours, which would be considered as, the morning shift, the afternoon shift, and the late night shift. Anything in between, in my opinion, is just not great because it's gonna extend your waiting time between each rider request. Okay, so when you try to drive Uber, you try to minimize the amount of time of waiting possible, because during waiting, you're not earning any money, so it's best to get continuous trips, and the way you get continuous trips is you drive during these peak hours, because there's going to be more than enough requests for you to minimize your waiting time. Okay? So when I used to do the afternoon shift, which was 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, that was a very good time for me, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate, because this is the time when most people get off work, if not almost all people get off work. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of ride requests. There's going to be a lot of people going from, their workplace to the airport, which is one of my favorite areas to drive, because you can almost always be guaranteed a returning trip back. Okay, so you always want to minimize your waiting time. Okay, that is going to be a big factor on how much you really earn and how long you want to make your day. If you have longer waiting time, your day's going to be longer, and you're probably earning the same amount of money as if you would driving during peak hours. Okay, so you want to spend as little time waiting as possible. One advice I want to give is I never really want to take into consideration of, just the amount of money I am making on average every hour, because I want to just plan a strategy where it's just most efficient for me. So I wanna. There are times when you make $50, $60 an hour just because you're driving at a very good time or you picked up very good rides. You don't want to worry about just getting that um, you know amount of you don't want to be calculating the amount of money you're earning per hour. It's a business because there's gonna be times when it's good and there's gonna be times when it sucks. So as long as you can just maximize the amount of times you drive during good times, which for me I would try to, almost always only drive during what I perceive as good times. So when you just drive during those good times, you're maximizing just your earnings. Every day could be different because holidays are going to be taken into consideration. Days of the week is going to be taken into consideration. So you don't really want to just calculate the amount of money you're making per hour because it could be different every day. But if you just maximize your earnings during the strategy that works for you, that's going to be best. And I'm just going to say, when I was driving during these peak hours, I was earning about $100 gross every day. So, I used to drive almost 7 days a week. So, you can just do the math. And I set a quota for myself, so I don't go home until I used to earn about $100 a day because that was the amount of money that I would need to, just sustain myself, sustain my business expenses, sustain my living expenses. So, one of the tips for you is just set a quota because that will give you the discipline to just drive. So if that's what you need, just go ahead and set a quota for yourself because that would kind of, make you think more about where you need to be, what time you need to drive, and what is going to work best for you. Otherwise, if you don't really have that push, it's really hard to be consistent. And when you're not consistent, I'm not sure if you're going to be making money. Okay? So, this just ties back to, how much money you can make. So it really just depends on individual by individual, how you work, how long you work, how smart you work too, how good your strategy is. So it really depends. I mean, I've met people who made more than $100 every day, which is, not even that much anyways. I've met people who made, less than what I make. So it really just comes down to how you do it. But if you want to do it, it is possible. And just really depends on your circumstance, depends on how you drive, how much time you put in, and how smart you drive. Okay? So this ties up my video here. Now like I said, if you guys did enjoy this video, please check out my other videos in my channel and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys do plan to drive, use my link below for a possible bonus. Okay? It could be varying depending on the time you click on it, but at this time it's about you will earn a guarantee of $350 for 55 trips within 90 days of signing up at the time of this video in Los Angeles. It might be different for any other cities, so check it out anyways. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.